Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about the astrological aspects for the month of October 2025. However, I know that I'm late, and I apologize for being late. But these eclipses in September have been really rough. I lost an uncle on the fifth day after the eclipse on the 21st. And then my dad has been hospitalized 2 days after the eclipse on the 7th, September 7th, and then again hospitalized again. He's currently in the hospital now. So I'm taking this time to make this short video. And for the rest of the month, I don't know how things are going to play out, so I'm letting you guys know. Anyway, I wanted to discuss with you obviously the astrological aspects for the month so that you guys get a good idea of what's to come. We had on October 1st, Mercury in Libra squaring Jupiter in Cancer at 23 degrees. And I mentioned the degrees so that way you know if you have a planet close, plus or minus 3 to 5 degrees in these signs in Libra and Cancer, then this square in from Mercury to Jupiter would have affected you. So what does this mean? Um, Mercury is the mind, your thoughts, your ideas, and Jupiter means to expand. So I'm sure that you have a lot of ideas that you might not be too sure which ones were the ones to go after. So Mercury in Libra talks about being diplomatic, balanced when you speak. So especially in relationships, Libra. When you're communicating with your significant other, be very tactful. um, it's all about the ideas and all the plans that you have. So I'm sure you guys did okay because you follow the aspects. On October 6th, we're having, which is the day after tomorrow, we're having a full moon in Aries at 14 degrees. So I wanted to share my screen so we can discuss the full moon. So I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. You all know that I use astro-seek.com for the eclipses and the full moons and stuff like that. You can go here, drop down menu. So we go here, we find October 7th. You click on the chart here, this is Aries at 14 degrees, and voila, this is what you get. So you guys know that it's a full moon because the moon is in opposition to the sun. Later on, we will see the new moon, which means that the sun and the moon are conjunct. So as I've mentioned before, we have the sextile of Pluto to the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. And then we have Uranus also sextiling Saturn and Neptune. And then we have Pluto trining Uranus. So this configuration here is going to be around for a little bit, a few months, or pretty much close. I would say maybe like for the first 6 months of 2026. So all of 2025 and maybe like the next 6 months in 2026. So we have the difficult aspect of Pluto squaring Mercury. So what does that mean? When Mercury, especially in Scorpio, these are the people that drop F-bombs like they were going out of style. So when Pluto squares Mercury, especially at 0 degrees, be careful with communications because you come across too strong, forceful, it could be abusive language. if it were a trine, I would say it would be a passionate discussion, right? But it's a square. So it comes out, like maybe somebody's going to try to bully you into, Pluto, to try to be forceful, to try somebody in power is trying to convince you of something in a very strong way. So, and like I said, this little thing is gonna continue for a while. The saving grace to this full moon, because it is in Aries, is that we have the trine of Saturn to Jupiter, which also continues until 2026. So some people call this, the manifestation aspect. And since Saturn and Neptune is conjunct, well, you may just get one of your dreams to come true during this period of time. So, this full moon can also speak about fulfilling a business venture, Saturn. Remember, Saturn rules the 10th house in a natural chart. So, maybe Jupiter provides an opportunity for you guys to do some kind of business deal, right? And or because full moons complete things. So maybe this business deal that you've been working on comes to fruition, and maybe it's one of those dreams that you've had. But obviously, this full moon depends, on how it impacts your natal chart. And then we have Jupiter sextiling Venus. So there is a small opportunity for money or love. Because Venus rules money and love. All right, October 2nd, 7th, I should say, October 7th, Mercury in Scorpio squares Pluto retrograde in Aquarius at 1 degree. So you can be questioning what a person who has power over you is saying to you. Remember, we spoke about this just 2 minutes ago. So I wouldn't advise that, especially if this person has power over you, meaning, um, your boss, your parents, police, authorities, right? This can be something, this can relate to something that this person wants you to do that is not in a traditional way because Pluto is an Aquarius, right? And they want you to be, think of innovative ideas or an innovative way to accomplish what this person wants, right? I'm going to reiterate this is not a day to have a discussion or, needless to say, an argument on sensitive topics like no politics, no religion, no, nothing that could spark up a really bad situation. On October 8th, Venus is sextile Jupiter at 23 degrees. So take advantage of this day because it's the only romantic evening for the month. It's a great day for a first date. I know it's a Wednesday, right? But astrologically speaking, is the best time. So go out to eat Venus, right? With a Jupiter place, a place that's elegant, with music, flowers, Venus rules flowers. If you want to ask somebody out on a date, this would be the night to do it in. October 11th, Venus is in opposition to Saturn retrograde. So, and it's a Saturday. So this is not a romantic day by any stretch of the imagination. Um, it's not a day for relaxing or anything. Saturn wants you to stay home and work, basically. Even business might not go well because remember, Venus rules money and Saturn is work. So yeah, it's not the best night except to stay home, work, or maybe if you want to watch TV. Um, but no romantic first dates. October 13th, Venus enters Libra. The ruler of Libra is Venus, so this is good for love and business, just not today. Because Venus is in opposition to Neptune retrograde. So Venus is in Libra, Neptune is in Aries at 1 degree. So you're not going to see things clearly in love or business. Remember that wherever Neptune is, there is a fog. There could be deceit, there could be lies, there could be, deception. Um, Obviously, Neptune is also the planet of spirituality. It's the planet of unconditional love. I mean, it has its good sides, but it also has its next, not so nice side, right? And with an opposition, it's not a favorable aspect. Favorable aspects are sextiles and trines. So, if you're having suspicions, Neptune, about your person of interest, ask the difficult questions in a relationship if you have doubts. It's better just to get it out in the open and you can have a discussion, right? And then on October 13th, Pluto goes direct in Aquarius at 1 degree. October 14th, Venus in Libra will trine Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree, and Venus trines Pluto in Aquarius at 1 degree. So if you're interested in someone, this is a great day to flirt with your person of interest. Put it out there and see if they take the bait. October 16th, the Sun in Libra squares Jupiter in Cancer at 24 degrees. So talk about wanting to accomplish a lot of things on one of those forever long lists, of things to do. Try to narrow the list down by prioritizing tasks because otherwise you're going to spread yourself too thin. October 19th. Oh, you know what? Let me stop sharing the screen. Huh, I forgot. I forgot to do that. October 19th, Mercury is conjunct Mars in Scorpio at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is the degree of Libra. So careful today with your communication because it can be forceful. It's like angry. So you can also be blunt. F-bombs can come out big time. So, and at the degree of Libra, it's most likely, relationships, right? Somebody that you're in a relationship with, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, significant other. So you can end up hurting somebody else's feelings, right? So October 20th, there's a new moon in Libra at 28 degrees. So let me bring up, so let me share my screen again. And then this time we're going to be talking about the full moon on October 21st. And this one is a very nice full moon. I like this one a lot. It is, like I said, it's a new moon in Libra at 28 degrees. And you can tell it's a new moon because the sun and the moon are together. They are conjunct. Now, it's being squared by Pluto and it's being squared by Jupiter. The square of Jupiter is a benefic, it's the greater benefic of the zodiac signs, of the planets. So it that's okay. That's not a big deal. Now, there is a grand water trine in in the chart. So love is in the air because it's Libra, and water, it's a lot of emotions. So this full moon is going to be packed with big time emotions. It's a great time to declare your love to someone, ask them to marry you. Um, there can be also a lot of transformation because Pluto is trining Uranus, right? Here. So maybe things started out as friends and it blossoms into something very beautiful, right? It's been a progression. It's a Tuesday, so it's perfect for a proposal because they won't see it coming, right? Some you go out and ask your sweetheart to marry you. In addition, Neptune is in sextile to Uranus. Neptune in sextile to Uranus. Therefore, this love that you have for this person is gonna transform you. You know, like it's one of those unconditional loves. It could also be because it's Uranus that this love, this feeling of love is you helping out unfortunate people like the homeless, a charity of your choice, and animal shelter. And if you're already married or in a relationship with someone, well then, you know, just enjoy that love together, you know, that person, the company, because sometimes we take people for granted, you know. October 22nd, the sun enters Scorpio. So happy birthday to all the Scorpios. I wish you lots of health, happiness, money too. May all your dreams come to fruition for the next solar return year. And then on October 22nd, Neptune re-enters Pisces for the last time in our lifetime. Because remember that the cycle is 165 years. Stop sharing. The cycle of Neptune is 165 years to go through all the 12 signs. So we won't be alive by the time that Pisces comes back to Neptune. On October 24th, the sun in Scorpio squares Pluto at 1 degree. Not a good day to ask someone who has power over you, like a VIP at work, your boss, your parents, um, anybody in authority, you know. Don't ask for anything today. Just follow along and be like Casper, be invisible, right? Just muddle along for today. Don't look for any issues. Mercury is also on October 24th, trining Jupiter in Scorpio. So, I mean, Mercury in Scorpio is trining Jupiter in Cancer. That's what I meant to say at 25 degrees. So, this is a good day for a speech that you have to do, a presentation at work, a job interview. If you guys are looking for a job, try to get an interview on October 24th, okay? Um, because communications are very, very favored on October 24th. Just not with somebody in authority. Don't don't argue with the person. You can talk to them and ask them politely, but no arguments. October 25th, Mercury trines Saturn retrograde. So Mercury in Scorpio is trining Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 26 degrees. Awesome day to put an offer on a property, on a, you know, sign an agreement, a perfect day to sign a contract for something that you want to basically to stand the test of time. So remember, Saturn rules time. So this is Mercury, you know, documents, trining Saturn. October 27th, Mars in Scorpio is in trine with Jupiter in Cancer at 25 degrees. So you can take action on something that you want. It's an amazing day. So see what opportunity comes around, right? Jupiter and Mars, you take action on it. October 29th, Mercury in Scorpio trines Neptune retrograde in Pisces at 29 degrees. So this is a very creative, artistic day. You know, like artistic ideas can come to you. So Mars in Scorpio in trine to Saturn retrograde in Pisces, right? At 26 degrees. So Mars can help you build something that will last a long time. So if you have an idea, because this is, you know, October 29th is a very creative day. And then Mars is going to help you put that idea into action. And then later on in the day, Mercury enters Sagittarius, which is going to oppose Uranus at 1 degree. Careful with being too impulsive when speaking or writing. So this is basically what October holds for you guys. Again, it's been a difficult couple of weeks. So I will see you in the next video. If you have found this video helpful and it can help you plan the month, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and send it to somebody else that it can help. If you would like a chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.